And 149 for 2 and Usman Khawaja hitting 65. Steve Smith looking assured on 38. And gentlemen, when was the last time you can say that not a single wicket fell in the session?
I think the first time during this series.
Yes, first time I think the series.
That there's been not one wicket seen in like 1 wicket fall in a session.
Wow.
Appreciation for comment.
Yes, from Match Tracker, was it?
Match Tracker, you are the GOAT.
So he will always reach now. He's started acing and beating out Ricky Patel. He'll reach first and sum everything up for us.
Exactly.
Love the guy.
Match Tracker, you have replaced Ricky Patel as the GOAT. Indeed. But Ricky Patel, I'll tell you, he'll up his game during IPL.
Oh yeah, he will.
He always does it during the IPL.
Really?
Yes. So, but man, not a single wicket.
I am asking you guys, all of you crying for better pitches. What do you prefer now? This?
Still this.
I'll go by your, let's wait by the end of the day. Supposing if they have a collapse in the final session, my mic is not on?
No, maybe Shivam's put the fader down of your mic. Yeah, it was not on.
It was not on, my mistake. Apologies.
Nothing to do with faders.
No, it's my own.
This was a brain
mistake.
fade.
Yeah. But he's not
It is a fader.
It is.
It is
brain
a fader.
So, I prefer this, but I'll wait until the end of stumps. Because who knows, in the last session, if Australia have a collapse.
See, I'm waiting for what the pitch looks like by the end of day 2. Because if you start seeing some purchase come for the spinners, right now, as a lot of people are pointing out, it does look a bit flat. But I think over time the pitch will start deteriorating. If it doesn't though, then I'm not really a fan of a road pitch. No.
Do you remember the 2012 series? We saw the Ahmedabad wicket that was a turner. It did assist spin.
The England series.
Mumbai was a ranked turner. Kolkata assisted, it was an even wicket, but then you saw what happened in Nagpur. Absolutely slow, low. Wickets were at a premium. Batsmen could just play it out. Maybe we are going that route only. India is playing it safe. Okay. Perhaps they are of the opinion that Sri Lanka might not do the unthinkable in New Zealand. Even if we draw, even if we hold on for the... We will not lose this. Let's ensure we just take the result out of the equation. We draw it out. We go through to the final anyways.
No, but see, again, as I said, the whole debate was around what is the right pitch. And I still remember what Rohit Sharma said right after the last match that was played between these two teams in Indore. He said, when the criticism of the pitch came, he said, "Arey, we make these pitches for you guys only, na?" He gave an example. He said, see what's happening in Pakistan.
Yeah.
You're getting these kind of pitches. And what is happening? You're having test matches going for 5 days. And what is everyone doing? Criticizing the games. Now, we have given you pitch. We have given you excitement. And you are complaining about this also. So, okay, now the sign, as you're saying, let's wait for the game to get over and figure out. But the signs are, who was bowling the last over before tea?
Shreyas Iyer.
What does that tell you? That you've tried everything. This is the last throw of the dice. Okay, you have gone with your bowlers. Now, when will it give you hope that something can happen, some collapse can happen? When the batsmen are in trouble and the bowlers are they've been unlucky, as in they're troubling the batsman, unlucky, or someone's playing outstandingly well. I don't think any of that has happened. There isn't any sort of purchase for your bowlers. You've tried all of them. You got those 2 early breakthroughs or relatively early breakthrough, keeping in mind the situation of mine. Now I think you've tried everything and you're beginning to realize that this is a total dead benign pitch. It's not going to help you. So you went to a Shreyas Iyer also in the hope that just some change will get you. That is just giving me an indication. I'm not saying that you could still not have a collapse. Just giving an indication that the collapse might not happen. You may lose a wicket or 2, but at the end of, let's say if they were to lose 2 wickets or even 3 at the end of day 1, if you're around 20, 30, 40, whatever, with the loss of 4 wickets, 5 wickets, I think Australia would take it because 350 plus, it's a bit of a problem. So if you ask me to pick a pitch between Indore and what I've seen in Ahmedabad, again, not also the age-old adage in cricket is never judge a pitch till both teams have batted.
Exactly.
Agreed. But if the pitch does play like the way it is playing right now, I will pick Indore over Ahmedabad. any day of the week.
Because I think the outfield is also pretty lush. That's why I think reverse swing might not come into fore that quickly also. But depends if the Indian players manage to scuff it, the fielders.
It'll come. I mean, maybe not, no matter how good the outfield. If not 40, 50 overs, maybe 60,
But then,
70.
if the outfield is slightly rough, doesn't it enhance the roughing of the ball?
But I'm just saying it'll delay.
Yep.
It'll come because now you become smart. I know I'm not suggesting any ball tampering or anything, but
Exactly.
in general, I think now you become smart. You know how to work on the balls, and you'll just get the right kind of. So yeah, it's lush green, but I'm saying maybe if it's not going to happen 40, 50 overs, maybe 60, 65, 70 overs, you'll get some. But that may be just too late.
Too late, yeah. And anyway, you're 18 overs away from the second new ball. That represents your one hope that you may get, Umesh and Shami.
See, also we have to remember, we're talking a lot about the pitch, but when the ball was dancing around, you dropped a catch.
You dropped a catch, yes.
No, but then you'll argue that Travis had then.
But Travis had gave them some impetus to start with. He got them, I think, 7 boundaries in that brief stay in the crease.
Also, that first hour, which was the most trickiest part, was negotiated without the loss of wicket.
Exactly.
But after that, Head didn't capitalize on it. He played a rash shot.
But what
the first hour was done.
The toughest time, if you know that it's going to be a pitch that assists some batting for the first day or two, you look to generate the swing. Shami, his lines were very erratic to start.
First 2 balls were in pitch number 2 or something like that.
It was this close to being called a no ball.
I told you, Hamilton moment, 2006 Gabba.
And then one went through the slip.
Then one went through the slip. See, there was a lot of movement. I saw some people were criticizing KS, but the ball was swinging so late that it was swinging towards second slip at the last minute. That was the time you had to capitalize. You didn't. The ball got old, became very easy to score. So actually, I'm not saying that that Head, this thing, you're right. He didn't really capitalize on it. But A solved the toughest part. If you had to bring in a new batsman, then if you were 3 wickets or 4 wickets in the first session, if you had managed to get, been a whole different test match.
Okay, tell me, and this is something that I'd said before the game started. I think I said it on SportsTalk, that if you're going to be playing on a batting paradise, as was expected, we don't know exactly how, but we knew that it'll be much better for batting. Was there a case in point then to look at bringing in someone like a Kuldeep Yadav who doesn't really rely on the pitch? I understand it would have been harsh on someone like an Akshar Patel who saved you the blushes on more than one occasion with his batting. I understand all that. But Akshar, the bowler, hasn't been able to give you a lot of breakthroughs. And I'm saying because if you get a good batting pitch, you probably then wouldn't need batting till 9. You can make do with batting till 8. And get a bowler who can then pick wickets because you need that balance. You keep talking about the balance. Maybe something that they could have looked at. I mean, again,
hindsight.
Yeah, hindsight. But if you knew, and because you're there, we're not. I'm sure you've got wise men in your team who can read pitches, understand the pitches. And if they did think that this will be slightly easy for batting, so those pitches I understand where it's a lottery. So you say, okay, I need 9 batsmen till 9, and that helps you as well. But if you knew that this is far better, and then now you can rely on your top order to get run, there's no more a lottery, then maybe, I don't know, get a bowler.
The Indian team management is just like the public, a very short memory. Because I'll tell you why. Look at what Kuldeep did in those flat decks in Chattogram and Mirpur. He was the difference maker, right? In Chattogram in particular.
8 wickets.
8 wickets. But again, whenever Kuldeep does well, they want to sideline him. That is the way it is.
It's been unfortunate in terms of what Kuldeep Yadav is. But again, as I said, okay, fine, you didn't start with him. Understandable. You didn't start the series, and it was, if you and I also had to pick up the 11, then it would have been roughly what they have played. But I'm saying, because you talk about horses for courses and adapting and getting the bowler who's right for different conditions, I think there is somebody who's pointed.
Yeah, the batting is just a Sitesh Panda.
Yeah, he has something on Kuldeep.
Go up there, go up. Yeah, the batting is so poor in this team, you can't afford Kuldeep.
Yeah, but I think on this pitch, I think your batting would have found some form. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I'm saying, if these are the conditions, will your top order of Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, Cheteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, Ravindra Jadeja, even R. Ashwin, all of these batsmen, wouldn't you expect them to
Exactly.
Yeah.
get you some runs?
I mean, my first basic instinct is okay, if you have got batting depth till 9, two things. Either they are a lottery, or second, you don't have confidence in the top order at all.
No, on this pitch.
Yeah, I mean, look, if it was a good deck, I don't know what stopped them from adapting, from changing, but I guess they have gotten the wrong approach. Here, horses for courses could have worked, but
Yeah.
a long rope here, I think it's not working. This is the problem. And again, look at it, just the one pacer change, but your spinners have toiled. Jadeja, Ashwin would have had someone else like Kuldeep. Supposing if he had dried up the runs, Aksar's not even drying up the runs with the ball also.
And I think a lot of people have kind of figured out that with Akshar, his natural variation is a straight one. So he's not that much of a, like with England, I think they were surprised. Oh my god, this guy's bowling orthodox and everyone is going straight.
Exactly.
None of them played for the straight one.
Yeah,
but
well-
I think now it's been figured out.
The other disappointing bit, apart from India not picking up too many wickets, the stadium is near empty.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Near empty.
Yeah.
There's
There are so many empty seats.
no takers at all. I agree that one factor is, of course, India not batting, but even then, Test match cricket, India versus Australia, with all the
With so
build
much,
up
so
and
much
the
at
hype,
stake.
just near empty. So that's a sad bit. Let's take a few comments, guys.
Yeah.
Pick a few.
So Sanjay Swaminathan, Oz have got better and better as series has moved on. Yes.
Well point.
kind of.
That is
Parvesh
true.
Kumar.
That is true.
Yeah. Parvesh Kumar. I'll prefer this wicket always. What a fascinating contest between bat and ball. India wasted the new ball. There will be something for everyone. It's not a road by any stretch. We are spoiled by 2-day wickets. I think I tend to agree with that because see, ever since Chennai, when you move to Ahmedabad, those two tests there ended in 2 and 3 days. Then you had the BGT here. All the tests 2.5 days. First time we may see an attritional 4-day, 5-day pitch. Why don't we soak that up?
Shane, you agree?
I absolutely agree. I'm still waiting and watching for how this pitch will play because yes, right now very good for batting, but gut feeling says by the end of tomorrow, day 2, you'll start seeing some turn.
Ask me. I'll prefer the previous pitch, and it's got nothing to do with spin bowling. I prefer those tracks in New Zealand also, where the batsman was struggling. You really need to, play.
Concentrate, yeah.
You have to play out of your skin to get some runs. There'll be one freak Sehwag type of century coming up. Everyone else in single digit. I enjoy that kind of cricket in Test cricket where bowlers are dominating, and you will get big scores, but you have to play exceptionally well and you just get 1 or 2. I just prefer those sort of test matches rather than those test matches where you look at the batting order, they will be 100, 350s, 180, 170, somebody got that sort of a batting scorecard. I'll prefer 15, 30, 45, maybe 102, then 5, 4, that sort of a test match. Really enjoy that. That's not to say that you'd want the match to finish in 2.5 days. Maybe a 4-day game is fun to watch as well.
I don't know. I mean, see, we have been so used to 2.5 day, 2-day cricket, 3-day cricket in India. Like any other test match about that, it's like we are going into a different territory altogether. As I said, let me just wait till the end of the day. Probably we'll have a 4-day, 5-day test match. Then let's see. Ahmedabad anyway needs a 4-day, 5-day test because the last 2 tests that were played there all ended within 3 days. So Ahmedabad needs a kind of a wicket to counter the law of averages, if you may say. That's all. The pitch should be rated below average, Jalaj Joshi, but it's
too
just
soon.
2 sessions. 2 sessions of day 1.
Who's saying that?
Jalaj Joshi. This pitch should be rated below average. That's what he's saying. But it's only 2 sessions of day 1.
Yeah.
We still have another 1 plus 12, 13 more sessions to go on this deck. And with the sun beating down on it and with the conditions being hot, the pitch could break.
Yes.
So,
Stop wasting our time, Shivam, please.
Arey, we can't take that.
You don't have to say it. What is Sridhar Deshpande saying?
Sridhar Deshpande. Tests going till 5th day may not be exciting compulsorily. you have first 2 days.
Which are boring.
Which are boring.
I don't.
No, I think he's making a valid point that just as I think it'll be too early to give the pitch demerit points or the comment that came in earlier. I think his point here is also pretty valid, where you're saying that you're also judging the pitch and calling it boring now, just after maybe 2 sessions. The excitement does come as the game progresses, and usually, I mean, traditionally Test matches, first 2 innings for both teams, plenty of runs, and everything starts to unfold from day 3 onwards, where there'll be collapses and even like 20-30 run lead. That's exciting. What's the total you said? All of that comes into play a little later, and well, might happen here. I completely agree. So maybe too early to say that, and maybe there's a valid point of what Siddharth is saying. Maybe the 2.5 day test spoiled us so much, where there was like action from word go. Like you came in, and we were so used to. Imagine, it's a session, there's not a single wicket to talk about. I mean, there was a time where we would run out of time to discuss every form of dismissal that you've had in a session.
I mean, Nikhil would tell us, summary should be short when there was so much action.
Yeah, because as I said, the summary is going to be so long, we won't be able to discuss every wicket gone by. I mean, now imagine.
Yeah.
Now we're looking for talking points in that regard.
No, first time in the series it's happened. I mean,
no, we don't need talking points. We can go on for 40 minutes also.
Yeah.
Hello, let's go.
Despite no wickets being lost. That's never an issue.
Sridhar and S and 1 or 2 of our family members also pointed out. Chennai 2021 first test vibes.
Yeah. Which India lost.
Yeah.
I hope the vibes are not
too similar
to that.
Yeah. Because England made 500 plus.
Yeah.
Root, I think, hit another double century.
Yes.
And India have lost, I think they conceded a 200 plus deficit. And England won by, I think, some 200 plus runs, if I'm not mistaken. So, Chennai.
Sitish Pandya has an interesting point where he says that Australia batting this slow won't help them further if you want a result. They need to score a bit faster. Seems like the only way of getting wickets on the pitch is if batters play some rash stroke, which is true. But Sitesh, then on the contrary, Australia, from their point of view, are doing the right thing by not playing those rash strokes.
Correct.
Yes, the opposition team. So, for example, for India, what better way than Australia trying to be aggressive? That allows you back into the game. Otherwise, as I'm saying, there's nothing that's happening on the pitch. So why would then Australia be? Again, time's not of an essence right now. You're just in day 1. So why would you even think of, your
and you're on day 1 on a pitch where it's not like the previous ones, where 2 sessions in and you could very well be bundled out.
For the first time, the Indian bowlers will have to work hard for their wickets.
Toil.
They'll have to toil on this wicket.
They're used to it,
Yeah, I mean, Ashwin, Jadeja, Akshar have bowled. They can regularly bowl 20, 30 overs. Yeah. Akshar might get a longer bowl for the first time in the series.
Correct.
On his home ground, where he's, I think, got about 20 wickets in 2 tests that he's played. So.
Anshu Mishra's point is very interesting. He's saying, great Steve Smith's 31st test century loading. In today's inning, he surpasses the great A.B. de Villiers and Lakshman's test runs. But the point about Steve Smith's century loading, he seems to be in the mood, whatever little we've seen of him so far.
He is.
He's in that zone.
Yep. Yeah. And he's able to tackle Ashwin pretty well.
Yeah.
In the start, around the wicket angle straight, he was troubled.
Yeah.
But now he's settled. But more than that, he's allowed himself to be settled in this position because Usman Khawaja at the other end.
And Khawaja also, by the way, I think he's been the best batsman for the Aussies. Anyone would deserve a ton would be him if he can get one. Because he missed out on which test match was it? KL Rahul took that absolute freakish catch.
But the dangerous thing with Khawaja then is when he gets hundreds, he gets big ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
Daddy
that's
hundreds.
The thing.
Yes.
He's the king of daddy hundreds, this man.
Yep. But if Steve Smith scores a century, then apart from 2013, he has scored a century in every series that he's played against India.
Wow.
Apart till now.
Yeah. Till now, if he scores a century in
this year has just started. It's not gone by.
I mean, 14, he hit 3. He hit 4 centuries in 14. He hit 3 in 17. Then even when he was not in prime form, he hit 1 in Sydney.
Correct.
Yeah.
2013, when he first came here, he didn't hit a century.
Acha, happy Holi to Akash Bhardwaj. Thank you so much. Akash Jha points out Sri Lanka started well. I think Siddharth's done a video of that.
Yes, I did a live and 305 for 6 on day 1.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that is the definition of a balanced wicket. You got runs,
And your wickets also.
wickets
huh?
also. And again, Neil Wagner, 6.8 economy rate. Poor
Yeah,
guy.
he goes for runs.
Yeah, ever since England started taking him apart, his confidence seems to be on the low because
Yep.
Saudi was thinking, okay, not once, it happened twice today. Okay, I'll get Wagner from the. No, I changed my mind, I'll get someone else. Then he gave the ball to Wagner. Again, he changed his mind. No, I don't want to come from the other end. He's like,
Poor Neil Wagner.
poor Neil Wagner, indeed.
Chalo.
I think he felt the worst effects of baseball in that regard.
Oh man, he did.
In England.
And also here.
And here, Harry Brook.
Harry Brook just tore him to shreds. So, yep, Umesh Yadav is set to begin, and that was a very ambling pace. How much was the pace in that?
He was ambling.
130. Maybe he'll crank it up later. Yeah. So, can Australia continue the domination, or India pick some wickets? Remember, 18 overs to go for the second new ball. We'll be back for all the updates. Tap that bell icon so when we go live. See you at Stumps. Thank you. Bye bye. Vanakkam.